Now, college football season is very close, so with that being said, that means that the recruiting piece is going to heat up just a little bit, and I want to settle in on Georgia right now, because Georgia last night landed the #1 linebacker in America out of Texas. His name is Justin Williams. He is a dude. He actually committed on this very platform. Another reason to subscribe and push us to 100,000. But you hear what I'm saying? Georgia just got the #1 linebacker in the country. And the peculiar thing about it is they currently have the #3 linebacker in the country, DeMarcus Riddick, committed. Also a 5-star, dude's a baller, been committed for a while, but he's set to make a, quote, final decision on Wednesday, picking between Georgia, Bama, Auburn. Now, he very well could pick Georgia again. That could absolutely happen. I have no knowledge of what he's going to do. But it just feels a little bit like if you're going to make a final decision, but you're committed somewhere, you typically don't just commit to that school again, announcement style. You know what I'm saying? So he's picking between Georgia, Bama, Auburn. He's from the state of Alabama. We'll see where he goes. But I don't think it's irresponsible to assume that DeMarcus Riddick could very well end up committing somewhere else. I don't think it's irresponsible to assume. So what does that mean for Georgia? And I think the reaction from Georgia fans, or maybe just the overall buzz that this recruitment has gotten, is really fascinating. Georgia is in a position right now where they just landed the #1 linebacker in the country, and they may lose the #3 linebacker in the country, and I don't think anybody is going to bat an eye. And when I say that, I'm not saying that you're ever happy to lose the #3 linebacker in the country into Marcus Riddick. Far, far from that. Stud ball player. You want him on your team. Your team is better with him on it. No way around it. But Georgia right now is in a position where the brand, y'all hear me say it a lot, the brand recruits itself. Georgia took 3 linebackers in 2023. They're at a place where they have so much depth to where losing one player, never ideal on the recruiting trail, but it doesn't drastically impact their standing on the roster. I'll put it to you this way. If you were to take $10,000 out of my bank account, I would be hurting. I would be hurting. I'd be in the negative, all right? It'd be a bad deal. It'd be a very, very bad deal. I'd be in a negative way. However, if you took $10,000 out of Jeff Bezos' bank account, I don't think he would notice. Yeah, maybe he would because he's probably financially savvy. He'd probably be like, hey, that's never great. I don't like that. But at the same time, it wouldn't shake him up too much. And so what I'm saying is for Georgia, you never want to lose DeMarcus Riddick, but they're at a place now where they've built so much depth and they have so much development in place there to where they're not going to be overly, they're not going to have a big emotional response, I don't think, from this fan base because of how well they've recruited. And that says something about Kirby Smart and the way he's built Georgia up, because it wasn't always like that at Georgia now. It hasn't always been that way in Athens. And the way they've developed their personnel and the way they have recruited on defense speaks volumes to where he has that team at right now. So for Georgia, again, we'll see what DeMarcus Riddick does. If DeMarcus Riddick picks Georgia on Wednesday, moot point. But I just think it is fascinating, the response that this whole decision and this whole situation is not really getting right now from Georgia fans because of how much they have stacked it on the recruiting trail. So for Georgia, we'll see what happens. But it's a place right now where losing a 5-star recruit doesn't necessarily overwhelm the fan base, which I think is rather rare. Took $10,000 from me, we're in trouble. You take $10,000 from Jeff Bezos, take a 5-star recruit from Georgia, never ideal, but it doesn't hurt them nearly as much as it would somebody else. Hey y'all, thanks so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel here to make sure you don't miss an episode of The Hard Count. Also be sure to check out other videos on the On3 YouTube channel.